Hello all, and it was a quick video before the video tonight, hopefully. But for those not aware, while I'm making this on October 29th, I know a lot of you are waiting for me to talk ROH. I will talk ROH later in the next video where I'm going to have lots of people with me. But I am leaving tomorrow for Chicago. I will be in Chicago to the 19th. So because of that, I wanted to talk about the two shows that I'm talking about today, right now, which would be the GCW shows from last weekend. I just haven't had time, trying to get ready to leave. Being gone almost a month for business is going to be sucky, but with everything, with the family and everything, so I'm just getting ready for all that. But I wanted to do this because I did watch both of those shows, and I wanted to comment on both of those shows because I thought they were really good shows. And hopefully, tomorrow is the AAW show that I should be going to. And then I'm also almost positive I'm going to the GCW Nick Gage Invitational, which is kind of weird. It's the only first GCW show I will have ever gone to. We didn't go to the Art of War games just because we were both kind of tired and where it was and everything and looking back on it, I'm glad I didn't go, even though Dave was there. But I would have liked to have met Dave. But so that's going on. Don't know if I'm going to be able to make videos on that because we'll see. I'm not going to necessarily have a computer with me, but I can use my phone or my tablet or something. But we will see. We will see how all of that goes. But anyways, beyond that, let's talk about last weekend. Let's talk about the two shows that happened. First of all, we had Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 7. I have seen every single Bloodsport. I love these shows. The fact that, I think these shows being 2-3 times a year, perfect amount, because then you're not overdoing it, because they're so different, because of the style, it just works. You might be able to do it 4 times a year. The whole, fake MMA shoot style type thing, I like it because it's different, and also, I think, and if you saw my video with Steven and Doug, you heard me talk about the fact that I thought this had the chance of being the best Bloodsport show we've had, top to bottom. Definitely think that was the case. Not necessarily the most star-studded, but I think if you to have, to have a show that has the guys top to bottom, or women, the people who can work this style and do it well and it being really good, given everything that goes into it, you need certain people. Hopefully, I'm really hopeful that come WrestleMania weekend, that the show they do there is top notch and that we get a lot of different people, because it's very possible that that could be the most star-studded, plus the show that has the biggest amount of people that can work this style and it all come together and it be really, really great. But let's get started. So we had a match that literally I didn't think would be that good, because it was like, huh? But Yoya, whatever, versus Starboy Charlie. I will say, if Starboy Charlie did more normally of what he did in this match, normally, and I know he just broke his leg, so that's not good. But we have this match. And I was like, how is this going to work? This is definitely like a GCW special, which we normally get on these shows. This was actually really good for what it was. I wish Starboy Charlie would break out more of this stuff. Hopefully when he comes back, we can get that. But it wasn't very long. None of these matches went like more than 10 minutes, I don't think. That maybe the main event. And a lot of them went like 5. But it was really good. Really enjoyed it. And definitely like was a great way to start off the show, because I was like, wow, if these two guys can do this, then here we go. Then we had Zeta Zhang versus KZT. This was another, I would say, good. I thought both of the women's matches were pretty good. I wouldn't say great. I think that they were good, they just weren't quite there. I think the women were still trying to kind of figure it out a little bit, but still thought it was worth seeing. Then you had Clark Connors versus Royce Isaacs. Another good match. There was a lot of good stuff on here. A lot of good match. Again, didn't go very long. Good grappling, good strikes. Erik Hammer versus Bad Dude Tito, which is two dudes just beating the crap out of each other. You had the other women's match, Marina Shafir versus Masha Slamovich. This one was, I really, really, really liked this match. Again, didn't go very long, but definitely had two people that really knew what they were doing in there. So you had that. JR Kratos versus Calvin Tankman. Again, the two just big O dudes going out there and doing their thing. Again, this to me was the weakest match on the show. This is the one I didn't enjoy the most, but at the same time, I didn't think it was bad. It's just the two guys that I don't think necessarily fit this, even at their size, but, you know, what are you going to do? Then you had Tom Lawlor versus Alex Coughlin. This was awesome. I would say this is definitely the one to go out of your way to see. This was the match of the night. Really, really good stuff. There's a spot in here, you have to see this match to believe, which is a theme, honestly, for these two shows. I'm a big Tom Lawlor fan. He's now out of MLW, so we'll probably see him more in New Japan. Maybe, I don't think AEW, but, you know, I think him and Josh Barnett in AEW as, like, the shoot guys, which I guess we're seeing with American Top Team, but I like that idea, just personally, but that's just me. Then we had Davey Richards. Always love Davey Richards versus Uemura. This was different. Uemura actually pulled out some like actually wrestling stuff, which is fine. Davey Richards was built for this, with his strikes and with the fact that he's so good at grappling. Just awesome. I was so glad to see him in this. Another really good, just fun, not very fat, not very long match that felt really good. Then you had Josh Barnett versus Tiger Rua. This was probably went a little too long. I liked it. I know some people didn't. I enjoyed it though. I thought maybe it went just a little too long, but you know, Josh Barnett was like he loves this style, so he's always really good. Tiger Ruas, I think definitely had like something he wanted to prove coming out of WWE. So this was just really, really, really fun. And two more just big dudes just going out there and doing this. Then you had Minoru Suzuki taking on Chris Dickinson. This was so much, just so much fun. You know, Minoru Suzuki was made for this, so anytime he's in there, it's always really good. I think the Tom Lawlor Alex Coughlin match was probably a little better, but this was longest match of the night. Felt like a main event. Was a lot of fun. If you like this style, like I said, definitely go out of your way to watch this show. I think I don't. There was nothing bad on the show, and also, like I said, this really to me sets up the fact that I think come WrestleMania weekend, depending on who you can get to come, they can get. And the thing is, with as hot as GCW is, I think they can get some really, really interesting people, and I think you can. Not like crazy, not like bringing in Bryan Danielson, but but just, you know, some just, but guys who have not been in here, guys that, you know, I would love to see a Daniel Garcia. You'd love to see Grisham in this. I mean, he'd be freaking amazing at this. Just guys like that, you would love to see that. So hopefully we will see what we can get. So that was really good. Then you have War Ready. I did not see the Atlantic City shows, so I cannot comment on those. But everyone said those were really great shows. But if you look at, like, especially since the LA show, where the first Suzuki show, I really think kind of Game Changer pulled up their games. It's still not like everything on the card I don't love. There's a lot of stuff on the card that just isn't for me. But I think it's definitely something for everybody. The shows are really easy to watch. They're really good. There's still a lot of young dudes on here. There's still a lot of like cool stuff that you're gonna see. There's stuff I don't like, but we'll get into that. But still, I think if you put these shows back to back, I think that outside of a WrestleMania weekend, someone that watches GCW far more regularly than I have, can comment on this, but I definitely don't know of like when the last time they really had like a back-to-back. Probably the Atlantic City show, because a lot of people really love those shows, but but this would be like, yeah, as good as you're gonna get. So first match we had was the 8-way scramble. With these scrambles these are always a lot of fun. I will say this though, that not having like I think I'm spoiled because not having Ninja Mac in this was kind of like telling, because he always kind of steals the show. But you had ASF, Brandon Gaston, Eli Everfly, Gringo Loco, JTG, and Lucas Riley, and Matt Vandergriff. And then Allie Katch came out, which I could have cared less when she came out, but that's just me. But she wasn't like the match like did everything. She wound up getting over, which I absolutely completely understand, especially with where the story with her and Effie and Matt Cadorna and Green, where that's going. So it completely made sense for her to win this, but I was just kind of like, I'm not huge into intergender stuff, so it is what it is. Then we had Alex Zane versus Jonathan Grisham. I really liked this. I liked this probably a little bit better than some people did. But this was a really good mix of like, it was a really good undercard match is the way to put it, because it was good high flying, good ground stuff. There was some comedy thrown in here. Just a lot of fun, in my opinion, and it made sense too. Also, the fact that you had Alex Zane beating Jonathan Gresham, especially since Alex Zane, as of this, was getting a ROH shot. I'm sure he's still getting an ROH shot, some title shot at some point. But so in that sense of things, it did make sense for this match too. So that was kind of cool to see. Then we had AJ Gray versus Dark Sheik. It was all right. Not nothing blow away. Went a little too long. AJ Gray matches to me usually go a little longer than what they need to be, but especially in GCW. But I think that's the case with a lot of GCW matches, is they go a little bit longer than I personally feel like they need to go. But not everything is for me, so but it was okay. Then you had Ninja Mac versus Aries. This was not the match I thought we were gonna get, and it was awesome for that. And then there's a spot at the end of this that I'm sure everyone has seen the GIF by now. With Ninja Mac. Ninja Mac is crazy dude. He did something I never thought we would see in pro wrestling, at least not outside of China, and was absolutely this is very much a must see match. It's not like a great match, it's a really good match, but the storytelling and everything, it's something you need to see. It's one of those matches that if back in the tape trader days, would be a good match that people would say go out of your way to see, because they're just Ninja Mac is crazy. He's insane. Then we had the tag team. We had Chris Dickinson and Starboy Charlie taking on Jacob Fatu and Juicy. This was good. It had a lot of good heat. The ending was really good, with Starboy Charlie basically being like a little dirty, kind of. So that was kind of cool. But it told a good story. Again, it went almost 14 minutes. That's probably a little too long for this, but it is what it is. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was Chris Dickinson is really good. So this was, and Jacob Fatu is good. So it was an enjoyable match. It was pretty good. Then we had I think this was the match after the intermission. We had Jordan Oliver versus Nick Wayne. I think this should have been like the opener, to be honest, especially since it ended in a no contest, with Kroger coming out, and basically there was like no match, and it was like, why put this on, Then then we had the Briscoes. Everyone was really looking forward to this match, the Briscoes versus the Second Gear Crew. This match was awesome. I said on Twitter, I still believe this. This match was old school ECW great. Absolutely. This is one of those matches where you remember why the Briscoes are the fucking Briscoes. Just awesome stuff. Match was almost 20 minutes, I think, and just really good. Really up in the air. The Briscoes won, which was kind of foretelling, but really good stuff. They cut a good promo afterwards. Interesting to see like where they go from here, but was a lot of fun and like just awesome old school like if you like old school ECW matches, this is something to see without question. I absolutely believe that. Then we had Effie and Psycho Clown. Psycho Clown was crazy over, as you would probably expect, being in LA. This match was surprisingly a lot better than I thought. I was wondering like what we were gonna get. Were we just gonna get Psycho Clown coming out here and squashing him, which wouldn't make a lot of sense? Were we gonna get a comedy match? And we pretty much got a comedy match, and Psycho Clown basically being Psycho Clown and kind of just playing. Not he did enough, but he didn't do a lot. But it was definitely one of those things where I hope they use him again because he was especially in LA. I would love to see him and Nick Gage. Because the match was because he just was so over with that crowd, and got over with the crowd and was just himself. Surprisingly, Effie won, which kind of surprised me, but at the same time, it's probably the right move given where everything's going. So that was good. Match was a fun, I would say. Then we had Minoru Suzuki versus Nick Gage. I was wondering what we were gonna get, and what we got was an absolutely horrible Minoru Suzuki match. That said, I will say that the crowd, at least the live crowd, even with the brawling and the crowd brawling and everything, which can take a crowd out of a match, they were into this like the whole time. It was absolutely like nuts. But Nick Gage being in there with Minoru Suzuki just didn't fit. Nick Gage was slow. It was what it was. But it was great for a moment. It was one of those like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing type things. So that was really good. So yeah, I think both shows are definitely worth going out of your way to see. They're not like game changing, but they are like really great. Or not great, but they're really good, especially for the money. We're seeing. I definitely think that the Bloodsport show was the better of the two shows. There was definitely enough really good stuff on and stuff to see. Like like the main event, like it's horrible, but it's one of those matches that while it's horrible, it's something to see. It's something cool. It's something worth like at least checking out a little bit, and then maybe never watching it again. The Briscoes match though was definitely, if you're a Briscoes fan, it was definitely something worth seeing. But I really feel like not only is Game Changer like really hot right now. But they're also hot, and they're putting on, I think, stuff that's definitely not for everybody. There are people that are just not going to be able to, and there's lots of stuff on this show that I'm just like, about. But it's also a lot of fun, and there's a lot of young talent that you get to see, and a lot of up and comers that you get to see that you don't get to see anywhere else, and it's a lot of fun, and it's good stuff. So that's that. So. Hey, didn't go overly too long, but anyways, but like I said, I hopefully tomorrow will be at the AAW show. My flight's pretty early, and as long as I'm not dead to the world, I'm going to try extremely hard to get to that show, and then also the Nick Gage Invitational, which will be very strange, because it is of course complete deathmatch show, but I do like really good death matches, so. There is that, and I suspect we'll at least get a couple of those. But like I said, I've never been to a GCW show, and I feel like I need to at least have been to one. So we will see, and all of that. And so with that, I'm out. I will see you guys definitely later at some point. So keep a lookout for that, and I'm out.